Straight ahead on UMC Digest, you drink, you drive, you lose. How UMC trauma is taking on one of the Valley's deadliest issues on the roads. Plus, a half-court miracle. A basketball player suffers a major heart attack right in the middle of a game. What doctors say saved his life. And a tearful reunion. A family meets the people who saved them from a fiery inferno. Their inspiring story of survival. Plus, an out-of-this-world night of entertainment and food for a one-of-a-kind cause. We take you inside the Evening of Hope Gala. Hello and welcome to UMC Digest. Thank you for joining us. I'm Danita Cohen, the Chief Experience Officer at University Medical Center. On this edition of UMC Digest, drunk and distracted driving continue to be big issues here in Southern Nevada, and now county officials are sounding the alarm as more people are dying on the valley's roads in crashes that are 100% preventable. Here at UMC's Level 1 Trauma Center, our skilled physicians and nurses treat thousands of the most critically injured patients every year, and they're hoping that these stories can inspire our community's newest drivers to make smarter decisions behind the wheel. Tires screeching, crushed metal, sirens, and the humming of the air ambulance. These are the very real sounds you could hear if you choose to drink and get behind the wheel of a car.
The stuff you see in movies and TVs and stuff, we see this real every single day, and it's very, very sad.
It's a reality UMC Trauma Medical Director Dr. Douglas Fraser hopes can make a lasting impression on local high schoolers in a program called You Drink, You Drive, You Lose.
In all honesty, every single person sitting here can be a victim of this. We don't like making those phone calls. I mean, I can't think of anything worse than to have, a moment where we have to notify a family member of a young child that's injured in a crash or hurt in some way, of walking across the street and someone else decided that they want to be on their cell phone and look down for a second.
And just some of the stories are so moving that it's like you want to do whatever you can to prevent it, and he talks a lot about the preventable accidents.
The program gives students at AmPlus Academy an up-close and personal look at the consequences of drunk and distracted driving through real-life demonstrations with first responders and first-hand accounts from victims like Anne Marie.
That driver took away someone's son and someone's brother, and he did a 180 on my life. And the next thing I know is my mom is at my bedside in the hospital at UMC. She's telling me everything that happened. And she's telling me that Jesse died. He tried to shield me from the car, and he passed away from his injuries.
Having people physically in front of you, it really realizes the situation as opposed to just hearing about, another drunk driving crash last night. It makes it real for us.
It's reactions like this Clark County Commissioner Michael Naft is hoping will change a sobering trend in Southern Nevada.
It's because this issue, this problem has gotten so severe in our community, 30% increase in the last couple of years, that even the people who make money selling alcohol have realized it's a problem.
That's why Dr. Fraser says it's important for everyone to be aware of their surroundings on the road so you don't become a victim in one of these crashes.
It's a privilege to drive a vehicle. And you need to be responsible, and that means you need to look when you go through an intersection. That means when you're sitting at a red light, you need to look up in your rearview mirror once in a while and make sure another impaired person is not going to change your life.
A cardiac arrest on the court. Seemingly healthy and winning at a local basketball tournament, a California father dropped to the ground after making a layup. Doctors say it's a miracle he made it to UMC, and now he's sharing what saved his life.
I'm a 58-year-old guy, but I still play on 40 and over, 45 and over,
Meet Edgard Leongson, a father, a hard worker, and a basketball fanatic.
I've been playing since I was maybe 8 years old, 10 years old when I was from Manila.
Edgar moved to the U.S. when he was 21, and he's been traveling from his San Francisco area home to tournaments all over the country. It was his latest tournament here in Las Vegas that changed his life forever.
I went for a layup. That was the last basket that happened. And then as I started running down the court to play back on defense, that's where I fell on my face, flat on the ground.
Edgar's heart stopped, and everyone in the gym mounted a full court press to save his life. A coach, who was also a physician, and an off-duty nurse watching the tournament rushed to start CPR.
I was on flatline twice. So the third time the ambulance came, that's when they hit me with their defibrillator and then just, give me the electric shock. And then that's when I opened up my eyes and everybody started clapping,
Edgar was transported to UMC, where heart surgeon Dr. Giovanni Ciuffo was shocked that he had a patient to operate on.
He actually had something that is commonly known as the widowmaker, or the left main coronary artery stenosis, plus his right coronary was completely blocked. You have to realize that once your heart stops, the clock is ticking. You really have a very short amount of time. Once your brain and your kidneys and all your organs are deprived of blood flow because the heart stopped, within a few minutes, these organs get damaged.
Dr. Ciuffo performed life-saving open heart surgery, bypassing 4 blockages in Edgar's heart. He says Edgar is very lucky to be alive.
And I can tell you my experience, what happened to him is really dangerous. Very few people survive a situation like that. But he had the right people at the right time every step of the way.
It was really a miracle.
Something as simple as knowing how to do chest compression, assisting someone who's unconscious to breathe, and having one of these automatic defibrillators can save so many lives. And I think it should be something that most people, especially in sport events or anywhere where there is a physical activity, or even in simple shops that have a lot of customers, there should always be someone who can bail out someone from such a deadly situation.
As for Edgar, he says he'll be sitting on the bench for a little while, excited about his second chance at life.
Maybe I will just spend more time with the family and friends,
But Dr. Ciuffo is confident we'll see Edgar back on the court soon.
I am sure he's going to go back to playing basketball. They all talk like that because they still feel they're being hit hard by the operation. But within the next 2 months, he's going to start making plans about back on the league like nothing happened.
A family on the trip of a lifetime now fighting for their lives. Their incredible story of survival and their special reunion with the first responders who saved their life. On the other side of this break.
Calamity. It lurks around every corner. Or not. That's why UMC Quick Care is around every corner, with locations around the valley. UMC Quick Care, for all your small calamities.
With Nevada's only transplant center and verified burn center, the science is here. With award-winning cardiologist and the state's only dedicated heart failure clinic, the talent is here. With Nevada's most advanced robotic surgery, the technology is here. And with the Silver State's only designated pediatric trauma center, hope is here. All because we are here. UMC.
Welcome back to UMC Digest. What started out as a trip of a lifetime ended with a loving family in the greatest battle of their lives. The Copeland family spent months here at UMC's Lions Burn Care Center after a massive explosion ripped through their home on wheels. Today, they're alive and making new progress every day, and they want to thank the people who made that possible. A reunion full of tears, hugs, and hope for Kyle Copeland and his family.
To meet you guys. Were you guys so grateful?
2 months before, no one would have ever believed this meeting could happen.
Saving my daughter, pumping her heart for 10 minutes. Thank you.
It was December 27th, 2021, just 2 days after Christmas. The Copelands were on the ultimate family adventure. Kyle and Whitney had sold their home and moved into a converted bus with their 4 children, ready to travel the country. On this cold December night, the family was in southern Utah, where their dream quickly became a nightmare. Their home on wheels suddenly set ablaze after a propane tank exploded, and 2 of their children were stuck inside. Kyle, an Air Force veteran, ran into the flames and by some miracle was able to pull 12-year-old Pepper and 4-year-old Crew out of the fire. The family was rushed to the St. George Regional Hospital where they were stabilized, but their burns were severe and they needed expert care. That's why they were transported via helicopter to UMC, home to the only verified burn center in the region. With burns to more than 50% of her body, 12-year-old Pepper was clinging to life. Her heart stopped mid-flight and the paramedics sprung into action. They performed life-saving CPR on her for nearly 10 minutes.
Without their interventions, Pepper would not have made it to UMC and we would not have had the opportunity to continue to care for her.
Now, 2 months after the day that changed their lives forever, the Copeland family is doing something they never thought they'd be able to do: thank the people who saved their lives.
You could call this a tragedy, an incident, but we have received such compassion and love from so many people, and we feel a ton of gratitude for everybody that's been a part of this.
I know it's their job, but at the end of the day, it meant something way bigger to us than just a job. And so being able to see them and put a face with a name and the flight crews, it was very special.
Alyssa Holt and Dexter Shears are the flight paramedics whose quick action kept Pepper alive. Experienced in all sorts of emergencies, they say they frequently meet people on their very worst days, and they don't often get to know how their patients are doing after they get them to the hospital.
It's humbling, but it's also a little rewarding because like for us, it's another day in the office is another day at work, but it's rewarding.
We'll never forget that night in Vail and meeting the Copeland family the way that we did. And so to get to see them here now with the progress that they've made when it was a pretty rough is incredibly special. And I don't think we'll ever forget the opportunity to come and say hello to them and let them know that we've been thinking about them every day.
They've made tremendous progress. They had very severe burns. All 3 individuals had burns that were a threat to their life. But thankfully, because of the work that our EMS crew did in the field, and then the work that we've done since then in the burn unit and in collaboration with our pediatric ICU colleagues for the 2 kids and all the other ancillary staff, we were able to get them through this and get them save their lives and get 2 of the 3 discharged. But the work continues.
The Copeland family still has a long way to go in their road to recovery, but their amazing story of survival continues to inspire others, including Broadway star Katharine McPhee.
You all have been through a lot, but you managed to still smile and you're doing your best to stay positive.
There's still love and peace and chaos,
Yeah.
The American Idol star, moved by the family's positivity, performed the Nat King Cole classic, Smile.
If you smile through your fears and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through. If you just smile.
A message the Copeland family takes to heart every day.
Our lives have been changed forever. We know that, and that's okay. And we're grateful for the opportunity to take something on that's new, and that might be difficult, and hard is okay. And that's where we stand as a family. But we couldn't do this without everybody.
Kyle, Crew, and Pepper have been released from UMC, and they continue to heal every day. The family recently moved back to their home state of New York, but before they left, they spent a fun family night out at the Las Vegas ballpark thanks to the Lions Club of Clark County. The organization has been a beacon of hope to burn patients just like them and thousands of others as the namesake of the world-class Lions Burn Care Center right here at UMC.
Lions Worldwide Induction Day.
A roar of applause at Las Vegas ballpark for a worldwide organization that does so much for our community.
Where there's a need, there's a lion. So wherever a need is identified, we do it.
And that's exactly what the Lions Club of Clark County did more than 50 years ago when members funded the Lions Burn Care Center here at UMC.
Lions have a burn center, and it's the only one in the country. In fact, it might be the only one in the world.
This historic and unique partnership started in 1968 when the local Lions Club funded the world-class burn center that now bears the organization's name. At that time, burn victims in southern Nevada had nowhere to turn for the specialized care they needed.
I think over 50 years that we have worked together, and Burn Center has saved thousands of lives. You know, we couldn't live here without them.
3, 2, 1.
Esther Louis Henry and her late husband Dan spent decades fundraising for the Lions Burn Care Center, helping it to become Nevada's only verified burn center, also serving patients from California, Arizona, and Utah.
I know I have family that live in Arizona, California, Utah, all those places that the residents come over and their lives are saved.
Esther says hearing inspirational stories of survival, like the Copelands, brings tears to her eyes.
That caught my attention. And so when I saw him crying, I cried also. So I think for him, it was very emotional. And for me, it validated that all the years that I worked side by side with my late husband was worth it. Because here's one family that was saved.
World-class entertainment, celebrity chefs, exclusive experiences, and inspirational stories of survival. The UMC Foundation's Evening of Hope Gala had it all and raised a record-breaking amount for programs aimed at helping our valley's most critically ill and injured patients. Take a look.
It's epic. It's everything. Tonight we made history for UMC.
A night to remember under the stars with the stars.
Hello, everyone. You right there all night through. Come on.
Broadway stars Katharine McPhee and Eric Bergen.
Oh, what a night. Late December back in 63.
Bringing down the house with powerful performances as the headliners for the UMC Foundation's inaugural Evening of Hope Gala.
We have such a fabulous evening planned for you. The lineup tonight, folks, is stacked.
From performances by Spiegelworld's Atomic Saloon Show and Absinthe to the opera stylings of Sarah Fulco, the Evening of Hope Gala was a show to remember.
Let's talk about these chefs we have, ladies and gentlemen. Over a dozen celebrity chefs here tonight supporting UMC. Show them some love, folks.
This fundraising event also making history for a very delicious reason, giving guests a record-breaking amount of James Beard award-winning chefs all in one place for one very good cause, UMC's patients.
Gala's been out of this world. My kids and my family are so amazed at how good this is. And I grew up in Vegas and in the convention industry, and this is top-notch.
The gala raised funds to enhance the healing environment at UMC and UMC's Children's Hospital through integrative therapy programs and renovations to patient care areas.
It's raising funds for the pediatric sedation room where children come in for some scary procedures, and we're going to help make that not so scary and bring some electronic devices and things to help calm them in those fears.
The night also featured stories from some of UMC's most famous trauma survivors, including Andrew Lynn.
UMC is the lifesaver. They saved my life. Wouldn't be here without them.
Andrew made national news 10 years ago when he was impaled in the face after crashing into a fence.
I mean, the x-ray is so unbelievable. It looks fake. To me, it still looks fake. It's hard to understand that, how that could happen and how somebody would still be alive. So, yeah, it's humbling, to be honest with you. It's very humbling.
Andrew says he's so happy to see the community coming together to support the hospital that saved his life.
Especially knowing firsthand the benefits of UMC and what it can do for somebody and how they help people. It's invaluable. I don't know if people realize how lucky we are to have UMC and the trauma center and how good they are. The doctors are best in the world. So to see the community help raise money for them, it's really inspiring to see that.
A smashing success for Nevada's highest level of care with more than $1 million raised. The sky is now the limit for next year.
This year's goal was $1 million. Next year we'll go for $2 million.
Coming up on UMC Digest, Halloween. It's a favorite tradition of kids all over the country, from costumes to the trick-or-treating. But what if you're stuck in the hospital? You could miss out on the fun. So a popular Halloween store is making sure that doesn't happen for our youngest patients. Stay with us for the story.
Calamity. It lurks around every corner. Or not. That's why UMC Quick Care is around every corner, with locations around the valley. UMC Quick Care, for all your small calamities.
Welcome back to UMC Digest. Monsters, princesses, superheroes, and even human tacos haunted the halls this Halloween at UMC's Children's Hospital. It's all thanks to Spirit Halloween and their mission to make the hospital experience less scary for our youngest patients.
You okay, buddy? You like the army guy or the Mad Hatter? Yeah. You like this army guy? So mom had the army.
Making sure patients at UMC's Children's Hospital don't miss out on a spooky good time. Spirit Halloween brings costumes, games, and treats directly to them.
You know, to provide one day a little respite of where they can forget about anything that's bothering them and maybe bring some joy to them and take their mind off of their illness.
Brennan Scott owns the Spirit Halloween stores here in Las Vegas. He says he looks forward to hosting this event every year.
The look on their face when they get the joy, and honestly their family and the other kids are like, oh, can we just take one? It's like, no, fill up your bag. Let's. I really enjoy that. Money, all of this stuff donated for the party today. That's 100% Spirit donates that. That's a corporate donation from Spirit to make sure that these kids have a Halloween party they can remember.
For those patients to get away and be a character during the Halloween season makes it really special. So we're so appreciative of the relationship with Spirit Halloween and the entire team. They do a great job in our community.
And their generosity doesn't stop there. Spirit Halloween's nonprofit, Spirit of Children, raises money every year to support child life programs at UMC's Children's Hospital, making the experience a little less frightening for our young patients.
Every year we raise money. 100% of every dollar we raise goes directly to UMC. If you come into one of our stores and donate $1, that $1 goes to UMC.
Since 2010, Spirit of Children, through Spirit Halloween, has raised more than $844,000 for the UMC Children's Hospital, with a record-breaking $200,000 in 2021.
We nailed it this year.
Yes, you did. That's a record.
Yeah.
It means a lot to us because it just shows that there's a lot of community support for this hospital and for the Children's Hospital. and the money that they bring is being put into a lot of good use. You know, we're helping getting games for the children, and this year we're trying to do a total renovation of the second floor where the pediatric patients are. So this money really helps and goes a long way.
Bringing the gift of hope to UMC and UMC's Children's Hospital, the UMC Foundation's second annual Gift of Hope 5K was a massive success, raising close to $25,000, and all of that money going directly to improve the healing process for some of our Valley's most critically injured and ill patients. Take a look at the fun.
Go!
With cheers, cowbells, and even a honk or two, this year's Gift of Hope 5K kicked off with record support from the Las Vegas community. The event taking place at Cornerstone Park in Henderson.
Hey, you are helping the foundation raise money for UMC to support the highest level of care in Nevada.
Runners, walkers, aliens, Avengers, Empire forces, Jedi Knights, and even dinosaurs laced up their shoes for this incredible cause. The Gift of Hope 5K also welcomed a special group of rider athletes from Team Hoyt, an organization helping people with disabilities compete in endurance athletics.
They love it. They love the course with the characters on the course, the Marvel superheroes. You can't argue with the Marvel superheroes. So all these kids are standard 17 to 22-year-old kids. So that's right up their alley.
There was a party on the other side of the finish line too. Participants got to cool down with donuts, music, and raffle prizes, making for a fun morning for the whole family.
We have everyone you can think of. Staff is here, community members, kids are out to enjoy the race, free pink box donuts, can't beat it.
The UMC Foundation team wants to thank everyone who participated. To find out more about upcoming events or how you can donate, please log on to umcsn.com/foundation. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of UMC Digest. To learn more about how we provide Nevada's highest level of care and our world-class service lines, please visit our website at umcsn.com. You can also find us on social media. We'll see you back here next time right here on Clark County Television for UMC Digest. Until then, take care.